Oh, hello there. Chef D Malfi here. Welcome to my kitchen. Can you relate to this? Do you have a super duper sweet tooth like I have? Sometimes I refer to it as my sugar dragon. It's this like little thing that sits on my shoulder and is gnawing at me sometimes to eat sugar. Do you relate to that? I have to tell you, my sugar dragon has definitely quieted down and has become more of my friend than my enemy since going plant-based. And I think that has to do with the fact that I've changed my palate and my gut microbiome. So today we're going to get into a sweet treat. We're going to talk about how to make a delicious brownie recipe that is gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, oil-free, and that, my friends, means that it's whole food plant-based. This is a recipe that literally uses nuts, seeds, fruits, and that's it to make this brownie recipe. It's so darn delicious. Now, when we start to incorporate sweets like desserts like this that include whole plant foods as opposed to inflammatory foods like dairy and oil and sugar, what we do is we train our palate to readjust to real food. And that's the whole point of plant-based eating. Whether or not that's one's motivation to go plant-based, it really does change the way that we feel, the way that our body responds to food, the way that our body craves certain foods, and the way that our body sort of reacts to it and metabolizes the foods that we ingest. So let's get into it. And I forgot to say, happy Friday, TGIF, wherever you're finding us in the world. So today I'm working right out of my new September Plant-Based Made Easy cookbook. This is the wonderful recipe monthly cookbook that I'm going to start over, but I can't because it's live. This is the recipe book. It's a monthly cookbook. I make a monthly plant-based made easy cookbook every single month. Every 30 days, I change it out. I redevelop recipes constantly. And within this book, you're going to find different days that will actually work towards certain types of food, so categories of food. So on Fridays, it's our sweet day. We love to make desserts on Fridays. And today we're going to be making our very berry brownie bites. You can make these with strawberry or blueberry. It doesn't matter the fruit that you use, but the batter actually contains, like I said, no oil, sugar, no dairy, and no gluten. So let's get into it. You guys won't believe how super simple this is. So the first thing we need is a food processor. Do this in a food processor. I'm going to use my Ninja here. If you want access to any of the cool items that I have in my studio kitchen that make my cooking experience kind of flow and make it feel sort of functional and really easy and fun, then check out my Amazon influencer page. We'll put the link down here. It's just shop at Chef Daniela Malfitano on Amazon. And that's where I got this. So let's use this today. And I'm going to start with my very first ingredients. Let's begin with a delicious ripe banana. This is a freckled or speckled banana. Kind of looks like a smile. And I love to use bananas that are freckled or speckled because they have a lot more flavor, but most importantly, I use them because they're the highest amount of antioxidants. When the banana is freckled or speckled, it has a ton of antioxidants inside. So we're going to grab the flesh of this banana and I'm just going to cut it in half with my fingers and I'm going to compost these peels, or you can turn them into banana bacon, but I think I'm just going to compost them. Banana peels for the worms going in. All right, so we have our banana, and you definitely want a freckled or speckled fresh banana. Don't try to use a frozen banana for this. It's going to change the liquid consistency of the batter, but you want the fresh banana because it's actually going to mimic like a chocolate cake batter. You'll see in a second. All right, next I want to add some rolled oats. I'm going to use Thrive Market rolled oats here. This is a 32-ounce bag. I'm going to use half a cup of rolled oats. I'm trying to slow my words down. Many people say, you speak really fast. Sorry. I'm going to slow it down. Okay, no, just kidding. Half a cup. And I love rolled oats. I love them because they're pretty much gluten-free, no matter where you get them. That's if you're getting good quality rolled oats. I love rolled oats because they're really high in fiber and they're high in protein. So they're going to keep you feeling satiated, like totally full feeling for a long time. All right, next I want a half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. I'm going to use here, this one is called the Earth Circle Organics, but you can use any kind of unsweetened cocoa powder. Now, don't go using hot cocoa powder for this though. Hot cocoa powder, like the stuff you make hot cocoa with, the drink, contains a ton of high fructose corn syrup that's powdered and lots of other different kind of hidden sugars, as well as shelf stabilizers. We don't want any of that. We want pure, hopefully organic and fair trade. Cocoa powder, unsweetened, half a cup. Cocoa is one of these things, cocoa and coffee, one of these things we have to really consider the source. Where do they come from and who's actually harvesting? Who are the farmers of the cocoa and the coffee? These are really important ingredients. Lots of these people that harvest and pick cocoa and coffee are not paid livable wages. And so really important that we want to honor the people that are doing the work, and we want to try to get a container or bag that is non-GMO project verified, that's USDA organic, and somehow has some sort of like stamp of approval that it actually is fairly traded or it's responsibly traded. That's really important. All right, moving on. We're going to use a little leavening agent today. We're going to use baking powder, and I'm just going to use 2 teaspoons of this. I'll pop this right in. I'm going to do a level teaspoon. Do a split screen so you can follow along. Can't see my food processor though, so nope. All right, 2 teaspoons. We already have our ripe banana. That's going to be not only our fat and kind of our faux oil, but it's also going to be some of our sweetness. All right, we have a question here. Hi, Christy, good to see you. Any idea what could be used in place of banana? Yes, another allergy. No problem. No judgment to my kitchen. I want to help you understand what you can eat, especially if you have allergies. I worked as a chef for many years, and I know how hard it is for people with food allergies to kind of find people that are willing to prepare them food with all of their restrictions and be willing to honor their dietary requirements. So I've got you, Christy. And one of the things that I'll say is one of the best things that you can do to replace a fresh speckled banana is applesauce. I would use organic and unsweetened applesauce. Again, applesauce in baking mimics the faux oil. Okay, so it's not like oil. It's not gonna. You can't replace it in just any recipe as oil, but it's going to act like oil when we bake with applesauce. Same thing with freckled banana. So that could be a good replacement. And hopefully you're not allergic to apples as well. That's pretty uncommon, but if you are, please let me know. You can also DM me if you want to talk to me personally about it, just in more of a private setting. But yeah, bring on your food restrictions. I loved cooking for people that had food restrictions. It was one of my favorite things. I honored doing that work because, like I said, it's hard for people with some sort of a requirement or restriction or way of eating to like sort of find their way. So I've got you. All right, the next thing that we're going to use are Medjool Dates, and I'm going to use 12 fancy Medjool Dates. Now, here are my Medjool Dates. This I'm going to do an overhead camera for so that you can really see with me. I want to show you up close and personal. Here's the bowl. Now, you can see some of these are kind of really wrinkly. Some of these are kind of smooth. Some of these have this little thing right on top. This is like a really sharp end piece of the stem, and some don't have that at all. You can see this one doesn't have it. It's already come off. So I'm going to show you how to actually open this date. Let me just show you with my fingers. I'm just going to pull it apart, and what you end up exposing, sorry, let me grab it, is this pit. Do you see that, my friends? Is a pit. Let me make sure my camera can get. Takes a second to anyway, I think you see it, right? That's the pit. Okay, the pit comes out. This goes right into the compost. Now, you need to do this with every single one. And some of them that have this stem piece, this hard stem piece, I'm showing it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. There we go. Do you see that hard stem piece? That can really cut your lip. So just pull that right off. Now I'm going to just open these by kind of peeling them with my 2 fingers. Oh, I see. We got a new table, and so things are kind of a little different. You like my new work surface? I needed something more stable. And I'm just taking all of these, and I'm taking my time with it. You guys, open up your dates. You can do this with a paring knife too. Roll your thumb, I'll show you. Roll your thumbs until you can expose the pit and the little stem. And you're checking inside of the date for anything that looks kind of like bugs or dirt or anything like that. And if you see anything, you can literally kind of just pull it out with your fingers. Honestly, I rarely see bugs in dates, 1 out of every million dates that I open. I eat a lot of dates. We use dates every single week when I make homemade almond milk or nut milk, macadamia nut milk, hemp milk, flaxseed milk, any of the plant milks. I use 1 or 2 dates in all of my plant milk recipes just to give it a natural sweetness. I don't like to use agave or maple syrup in my nut milk because that makes it too liquidy and overly sweet. And I like using dates because what you do is you end up extracting not just the sweetness, but the fiber. One of my favorite things to talk about is fiber. Next week, I did a whole interview this week on fiber, and I'm very excited for you guys to watch. I'll just tell you right now, because I don't know if you've seen this yet, but I'll let you know. I have started doing a segment on WTX World News. This is based out of London in the United Kingdom. And I'm their health activist and plant-based chef. And so I have a regular weekly news segment on the InstaTalk show that WTX produces. And this week we talked all about acne and a plant-based diet and how these things are related. We can literally eat to better skin and better skin health. And next week, we're talking all about fiber. So check those out. You can check my Facebook or my Instagram page for the links for that. All right, so I've got my Medjool Dates. I'm using 12, like I said. This is going to replace all the traditional sugar or processed sugar in this recipe. And I want a little vanilla extract for my flavor agent. And I brought a couple just to show you. I'm going to use pure vanilla extract today that's actually alcohol-free. Do you see that little designation? It says it right here. And I like this because they use vegetable glycerin as the base. Here's a regular vanilla extract. Well, not so regular because it's organic and it's pure bourbon, so it has a little bit of flavor. But I wanted to just read the ingredient label. It has ethyl alcohol in it, and I don't consume alcohol, so I try not to get any extracts or tinctures. Even my herb supplements, like my immunity boost or my elderberry syrup, none of that I want to have alcohol. So I always opt in for the alcohol free, and it's going to give you more of a robust flavor. And generally these tend to be the same price as the regular extracts or tinctures. So just food for thought, no pun intended. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of this as well. That's 1, and that's 2. And you can use almond extract or you could use orange extract. It really depends on what kind of fruit you're going to use. The other optional flavor agents that I brought out for you today are some of these. I'll show you. You could use ground cinnamon. You could use a little ground ginger. You could also use, if you're feeling like something floral, ground cardamom, which is absolutely delicious. And if you want something that's like different, kind of unique, maybe it has an herbaceous quality, how about some dried thyme leaves? And really, you want to pair your flavor agents with your fruit. So today, I'm actually going to use blueberries, but you can use strawberries or blueberries. And I'm going to take a giant bowl of California blueberries here, which I have washed and they're ready to go right into my blender. We want about 2 to 3 cups. Now I'm going to use 2 cups in the food processor. And you can save a few for the top of the brownie bites if you want. So I've just saved a few, and that's perfect. All right, so now let's mix it. Get this top of your food processor on. And I'm going to just start it and let it kind of pulse for a second. Looking great. All right, I'm just going to stop halfway through so I can show you that I need to actually use some sort of a hard spatula. And this is a hard spatula because it doesn't bend or fold. And I'm going to literally just kind of run my spatula around the blade just to catch everything that's kind of hidden or that isn't mixing up. And you are going to see that this batter looks just like regular chocolate batter. Danny, now I'm catching myself. He says that I say literally too much. Now I'm so glad to know. Don't want to say that. All right, here we go. All right, I'm just spraying a little tiny muffin tin here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's perfect. I'm also going to spray one of these so I can show you. You could make this into a small loaf, or you could make this into a muffin, large muffin or mini muffin. I like the mini muffin because it's like tiny little brownie bites. So let's check on this batter. Yum, this looks great. And it's perfect. I'll do the overhead cam so that you can see. Take a look. Looks like brownie batter to me, right? Really good stuff, you guys. If you didn't tell people that this was vegan or plant-based, seriously, no one would know. Just telling you, no one would know. It doesn't taste like it. It doesn't look like it. Nobody needs to know this is dairy-free, sugar-free, gluten-free, made with only whole foods until they eat it. Let them taste it first, and then they'll be like, what? That's crazy. I don't believe you. Do you ever like give people plant-based food that you've prepared and they're like, well, I just don't know. Plant-based food is usually, vegan food's usually weird. Let me try this. Well, this is okay. I'd eat this. Like, okay, well, but all the food that's plant-based and vegan is delicious. Every single time I cook for someone or somebody cooks for me that's plant-based, I know I'm like, this is amazing. I love eating this way. I absolutely love it. I mentioned on my Instagram account yesterday, did a little vulnerable share at the beginning of my cream cheese and lox picture, that I actually love and honor food more now than I ever have before, which is a crazy thought. I mean, you don't know me well enough yet. Maybe some of you do because you've been with me for the last 30 weeks in a row. And if you have, I adore you. I thank you. And I want to be your best friend. But if you don't know me that well yet, what you need to know is that I've been obsessed with food since I was like super young, like super obsessed. And so at this point in my life, as a professional chef and like a culinarian and someone that is a total foodie, I could not imagine falling in love with food any more than I already loved food. But the truth is, going plant-based changed something for me. It made me a more compassionate cook. It made me not just more of a compassionate cook, but a compassionate human. And I feel like I have a connection to food and plants, and especially animals, more now than I ever have before. Does anyone on the line that's watching right now, does anyone relate to this? Are you feeling this in your transition or your journey? Like, has your relationship to food changed? How has it changed? Like, what are you noticing? Do you notice that you see things now, billboards or commercials or promotions for certain foods, and you feel differently about it now than you ever sort of did or noticed before? I really want to hear from you. Let me know. It's so interesting. I think we all kind of come onto this, enjoy the evolution of becoming plant-based and vegan, and we are on our journey at a different rate. We start from different places. We remain here at different places, but we all are kind of moving in the same direction. Okay, here's a cool comment from Chrissy. Okay, yes, I had eating food probably because of your allergies before going whole food plant-based. Now I love food and you're making me love it more because you make it easy. Girlfriend, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad that food is becoming easier and more lovable for you, Christy. It's so important, especially for someone that has lots of restrictions. It's nice when you can enjoy food and not have to worry so much, and you just know that every bite is making you feel good.
One more comment.
Let's do another comment.
First comment from YouTube.
Ooh, this is our first comment from YouTube. Whoop, whoop, Terry Watkins. Terry Watkins. I thank you, Terry. Just this morning, you bought the August cookbook and the September cookbook. Thank you so much. I hope that you get a lot out of it. Let us know what you think of the recipes, okay? You're saying that you're way more aware of the junk in processed food. Yep, I second that. Yes, you're way more aware now. It's so cool to be more aware, right? It feels amazing to have control, more awareness, to be awake and alive, and to be more intentional about your food choices. When we're intentional about our plate and our food choices, we become more intentional about every aspect of our life. Come on. I just got to say it. I just got to say it because it's true. My work as an integrative nutrition health coach shows me that with my clients that I work with and all the people that are here in our community, people are showing me this, that we become more aware when we choose healthier food. All right. Let's do another comment. Danny, that's Danny, you guys. That's my husband. No, you can't lick the spoon, babe. All right, I'm just giving this a little tap, you guys. Yes, okay, fine. Yes, you can lick the spoon, Danny. Yes, you can lick the spoon because it's all whole food, plant-based. Here, Danny. There you go. If you don't believe me, yes, I will do it. You can lick the spoon. It's just banana and dates and blueberries and a little cocoa powder and some rolled oats, okay?
One more great comment.
Let's do another comment. Gerald, hi, good to see you. All right, you say that now that you're vegan, I feel the best ever myself person, no more stomach issues. You feel like the best person you've ever been with no stomach issues. Gerald, you're amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate your bravery. I relate, brother. I used to have stomach issues like, whoa. And as a chef, I was like, this is not right. This is not right. I'm sorry, I have chocolate on my face. And then now I don't have stomach issues, and I'm feeling so grateful for that because that was really hard. Do I have chocolate on my face still? Okay, I'm good.
One more.
Okay, one more. One more comment. This is from Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you. Okay, Cindy says, my relationship with food is better since going plant-based. Yes, 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 yes. I hear you. I feel you. I feel the same exact way. We can all relate. I love these shares. Thank you so much. You guys, we are in this together. All right, stay focused. Let's get back to these brownies, these mini brownie bites. Let's do an overhead cam, Dan. Let's have you do this for me because my hands are chocolatey now. Tapping it. Tapping it is really important. This is a chef's trick, all right? I'm giving you this because this is a chef's trick. If you tap it, you guys, what's going to happen is you're going to release all the bubbles on every single one of these 12 mini muffins. That's going to create a really nice, dense mini muffin. Sometimes with mini muffins tins, the batter will kind of fold over itself and you'll get big holes. You don't want that here. You want this to be a really dense, kind of chewy, delicious experience. These are going to go right into the oven. It takes about 20 minutes to bake off. It's super fast. Now, the rest of the batter, I'm just going to make a tiny little thin loaf. And I'm really making it thin here. And I'm going to use this in different ways. I like to just bake this off with any remaining batter. I've talked to you about what it means to be a chef in the kitchen where you cannot waste any bit of your mise or your prep. In this case, I really want to scoop every little bit of this batter. And you guys think about it. I mean, it's just dates and rolled oats and banana here and blueberries. These are really good ingredients. And I want to make sure that I'm getting all of it and I'm baking it all off. I'm going to just take a second and make this a thin bit. And there's a couple things that you can do with this. You can actually take it once it's baked and you can cut it in little cubes. You know where I'm going with this? And what you make are like little chocolate croutons, okay? But they're kind of like little chocolate squares. And you can pop this into a delicious bowl of fresh fruit salad. And you have these little tiny brownie bites within. It's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna put this right into the oven. The little brownie loaf is probably not going to take 20 minutes. I wish I could wash my hands, but I can't. That really is unfortunate. Hopefully this situation and the sink gets fixed soon. All right, you guys. So that is just going to bake. Like I said, the loaf is going to probably take like maybe 6-7 minutes. So kind of just check. One of the ways to check is to be smelling for this like baked chocolatey kind of cake. All right. Now I had to bake them ahead of time because I didn't want you to have to sit and wait. Although I'd love to hang out with you all day. And I hope that we can hang out all day online on Plant-Based Made Easy inside of my Facebook group. But for right now, I baked these earlier just to show you. Here's what they look like when they come out. Yum. Amazing. All right. I just made this like look like a little flower. I have about 5 brownie bites here. This is a really small plate. So that's how small these are. I just decorate the plate in the middle, like the center of the flower with whatever fruit I'm using. It's a beautiful way to serve. And I think I'm going to take a little bite. I want to show you the inside of one of these because it's really, really good. Let me just slice it in half. Sorry, I see that my napkin's in the way. Let me clear my deck so that you don't have any distractions. All right, so we've opened it up. Look at a chewy, dense, delicious brownie. Come on, I know you want a bite of that. I want a bite of it. And so I'm gonna take a bite because I have to check to make sure it's good. Okay, that did not work. Try it again. I did. I threw it. I was trying to catch my mouth.
Oh my God.
Yes. Mmm. Man, that tastes like chocolate cake. It tastes like the best chocolate cake. It's like slightly kind of like a date flavor, but not overwhelmingly so. Like you can't really even tell what's in it. You can taste the vanilla, and I can't really even taste the blueberries, which is surprising because we used about 2 cups of blueberries in this batter. What it really tastes like is just a delicious brownie bite, like a really full, chocolatey, dense, moist, ooey gooey, delicious brownie. I'm really loving this recipe. Try this recipe, you guys. And if you try it with a different fruit, let's say you try it with strawberries, let me know, how did it turn out? And if you changed anything about the recipe, let's say you added like cayenne pepper because you wanted it like a chocolate spicy cayenne brownie bite, delicious, let me know, right? I love to hear from you. Oh yeah, and Christy, if you try it with applesauce, please let me know, how does it turn out? These are really, really good. Make it your own, like I say. Have fun in the kitchen. And thank you so much for joining me. Oh, we have another comment. Cindy says, how do I get your recipes? Cindy, you've come to the right place. You can get my recipes, every single one of my daily recipes. I take right from my Plant-Based Made Easy monthly cookbook. This is my September cookbook. And it's available in the link, which we're going to drop to you right here in the comment box. You guys, this is a recipe book that is going to help you not only feel better in the kitchen, but it's going to organize your entire life. I provide a grocery list at the beginning of every week. Every Monday, we do breakfasts. Every Tuesday, we do lunches. Every Wednesday, we do dinners. Thursdays, we do snacks. And Fridays, that's today, we do sweets or desserts. And it's really, really fun to see and feel through the flow and the rhythm of how we cook a plant-based, delicious, lot of recipes for the week and the month. And then there's even staple recipes included. And these are things like yogurt, cheese, milk, and plant-based bread, which you can make homemade right from scratch. I make these recipes super duper easy, like so simple. I also make them delicious every time and totally nutrient dense, packed with all the health properties that you need to feel your best. So please consider downloading the cookbook if you haven't done so already. And use me as a resource, you guys. If you have questions along the way, or if you want to support me on your plant-based journey or your family on your plant-based journey, please get in touch with me. I love doing this with people. I love kind of walking you through your plant-based journey or helping you with questions here and there. However I can support you, please know that I am right here and waiting. I thank you so much for joining me this week. Come back for more next week. We're going to jump into week 3. We are already in week 3. On Monday, we're going to be doing a delicious daily dozen smoothie. I'm going to be talking about a wonderful book recommendation by Dr. Michael Greger, and I'll explain the concept of the daily dozen. So join us for that. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.